The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. Fun, physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. And by Pinnacle Sports Physicians. Specialist medical doctors giving expert advice to get you moving as quickly and safely as possible. The clinic specializes in the care of children and adolescents. pinnaclesp.co.nz.
Skating's only part of it. Alpine Ice.
Kia ora koutou, welcome everybody to the Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center. My name is Matt Chavez here with Paul Matthews again today to bring you game two between the Canterbury Inferno and the Auckland Steel. Paul, it was a really good game yesterday. Came out just on the wrong side for the home team, but what'd you like about it?
Yeah, it was a really good game actually. In fact, when it started, the first probably 10 minutes of the first half, we thought it was going to be quite a different game to what it ended up with. Old Angelo Malari, number 25 for the Steel, managed to sink 2 goals pretty early on in the game for the Steel, and it looked like it was going to go all their way, but the Infernos fought their way right back into it. And in fact, the second period yesterday, there were no goals scored by either teams. The defensive teams and those goaltenders especially did an absolute cracker job. Third period came along, and of course that started off reasonably early with LJ Hart scoring a goal for the Infernos, just bringing it within 1 point again. Hannah Shields came and scored another one a few minutes later, and then about 4.5 minutes before the end, we got the Inferno scoring one more, which brought them again within one. So ended up 3-2 to the visitors. The Steel will be very happy to have won that one. They probably would have liked to have come away with a bit more, but they still got the win, and that's really what counts. But tremendous effort from goaltenders at both ends. About 90% save rate on both of them.
Yeah, Cruikshank had a very solid game in net yesterday. A couple of puck bounces going her way, as well as just solid defense and aggressive play. I think the only goal that was surprising that she gave up was actually one where she was aggressively out at the edge of the crease, and that puck went to a very sharp angle, and it was a heck of a shot. I think that one was Malari's second goal yesterday, and both teams played really well overall defensively. I guess offensively you can always ask for more goals, but Gibson in the other net did a fantastic job again to just pretty much stifle the Inferno attack and bail out some of the defenders for the Steel. And they had a lot of chances, but the brick wall was there in that case.
Yeah, well, that's right. And again, at the start of the game, with the first 10 minutes or so, it looked like it was going to be very different to how it ended up. But Inferno did put 19 shots on Gibson in the end, which is pretty reasonable given the start. Cruikshank, of course, took 32 shots and only let 3 through. So, again, great effort from both goaltenders. And
do we know about the goaltending matchup for today? Do we know yet?
No, we do not, actually. So we've asked the question. We believe it's the same as yesterday, but we don't have that confirmed, and we probably won't until the puck gets dropped.
All right. I guess, Paul, the interesting thing for me is you see the X's and O's, and we get a little bit of I get to see a little bit more of the X's and O's, behind the scenes. You get to see it behind the scenes a little bit. And what's the change got to be for the Inferno to actually kind of get the offense going early? To me, that's the key for the Inferno, is to play physically and then play early in the offensive zone.
Yeah, that's right. I think they were taken a little bit by surprise by the ferocity of the Steel start yesterday. And as I say, the first 2 minutes, it really took them that long to gain a level of composure. A little bit longer. It wasn't really until about halfway through the second period that they really started to change the momentum in their way. So they've got to do that from the start. They can play the game. They can play at that level very happily. They won the third period yesterday. They've beaten them twice last year up at Auckland. They're absolutely capable of taking this away, but they do need to take that aggression in right from the start.
Yeah, do we happen to have the standings as of last night? Is that possible? Chris, do you have that? There it is. And there is that perfect record for the Auckland Steel. The Inferno fall back a little bit. The Dunedin Thunder women won last night, I believe it was, also 3-2 over Wakatipu. That was in overtime, if I'm not mistaken. And that has, so it shuffled things up a little bit, but it gives the Inferno a chance to draw even, potentially, depending on the results tonight, for second place.
Actually, slight correction there. It's actually the Wakatipu Wild.
Oh, it was the Wild that won in overtime.
So their first win of the season, actually. They really took it to the Dunedin Thunder women. Went down to overtime, as you say. Another really good game.
Well, we're going to get underway here in just a little bit. Thank you for the quality control, Paul. I always appreciate that. That's definitely necessary if you've heard any of my broadcasts. So and we'll get underway here in just a moment. We can already see Gordon's going to take this face-off. And that starting lineup, Shattuck, Godfrey, Wallace, and who do we have on the other side? I think that's Jesse Strain on the right wing.
Yeah, that's right. Hannah Shields, I believe, is out there as well. Erin Thomas, I think, the list that we've been given. I can't quite see her out there, but apparently she is there. So very similar starting lineup to yesterday.
And here we go. First period action here at the Alpine Ice. Steel and Inferno, game 2. Inferno start with a puck. They win a face-off. That'll be another interesting battle today, as the Steel had the clear and decisive advantage at the dot yesterday. Turnover, Murray with it. And there's the whistle for the offside. Took just a moment for that to be official. And we'll get a face-off early here.
Yeah, just to confirm
Sure.
that Coco Cruikshank is back in goal for this game, but Auckland still have made a change for this one. They're starting with Lachlan Henry. At the moment, she is the top defender, or the top goaltender, I should say, in the season. So they're going to have another hard run on goal, I suspect.
Kovison up the right side, skating and turning around, getting the puck back to the point. Smith with a long shot. Goes to Kovison in the corner, as that's deflected away but not held. Another one goes through, kind of a shot pass into the left corner, and that's held in by Boniface. In front, chance, and a good backhanded shot. Kicks in front, Hart trying to get a hold of it. And that stays in the zone. A quick start for the Inferno. That pass goes through the crease, and they continue with it. Boniface. And they dig away at it with Gordon. And Patchett in front.
Oh, there's an opportunity.
Can't get a shot.
Yeah.
And the Auckland Steel, Horner Pascoe throwing it in. This time, they had a 3-on-3, but they chose to go for the line change there. They've been out there for a while. And because of the Inferno possession, they've continued on. And now the Inferno get their changes in. Smith going back out. Shot. Cruikshank with a good glove save there to start the defense for the Inferno.
Now, it's early days yet, of course, but certainly a much better start from the Inferno today. You saw them straight on to attack. It's almost like they've just carried on from where the game finished yesterday.
Katja Blanc to take this one for the Steel. She wins that one, and the Steel have possession. They decide to go behind the net, give it up to Godfrey. Now to Shattuck. Shattuck trying to pass it out, but can't do it. Askenazi has it, passes it to Blanc. Blanc with a shot. Hits a stick and goes off the boards. Pinned in. A couple of Inferno players trying to dig that out. Askenazi goes down. Can't find it. And now Shattuck has it, passing it. And it goes up in the air a little bit and out of the zone. And now we have a bit of a run there with Gordon, 1-on-4. She holds up the half boards, passes it back. Held in just for a moment at least. And the puck goes bouncing around, still a little bit bouncy as it was yesterday, but it got quite cold today, so we'll see how that turns out. Murray's going to take this in 1-on-3 as they go for a change. That's blocked. And the puck goes out of the zone here for, well, it doesn't actually. Patchett tried to play it out, but there was a change in the bench. So to avoid a penalty, it wasn't played. And now Hart kicks it to herself, goes behind the net. Eyes up off the boards, passes to Kovison, but that's turned over to Richmond. Now Kovison releases that one to the other side. Pass forward. And it'll be Henry to kind of jump on it and decide to stop play and force a face-off.
Yeah, it's a great start there, and good effort there from the assistant captain from the Infernos. LJ Hart, of course, taking down the side there, popping it ahead of herself, probably went slightly further than she intended.
And it'll be Tobin to take this one. They drop it. Inferno get it for a moment. Now Tobin skates through. And they fight for it on this left side. Malari picks the puck away. And that stays, I think it's hooked into the net there. They get the whistle for that as it found its way between the plastic and the netting. And that'll go for a stop and a face-off. The linesman trying to make sure that that gets taken care of quickly. No changes here for either team. And we go again. This one goes to the Steel. Malari with it, tries to break it out. Horner Pascoe has it off that board. 2-on-1, they're caught a little bit off here. Horner Pascoe in front, and Keefe can't drive it home. Good chance there for the Steel, but a little bit late on the pass, and that shot didn't have enough on it. And the Inferno escaped with that one. That one comes back in. Not icing, it was on the correct side of the red line, and both teams go for some changes here. Passed forward and out of the zone. Tunnicliffe is going to chase that down.
It was played as it came through, so no icing there.
And Shattuck trying to play that one. It's going to go to the other side, and Smith will get it. Smith loses it at the half boards, now passes it. It gets deflected and goes out of play for a face-off. It should go into the offensive zone. Well, we'll see if it stays. Yeah, it does stay in the offensive zone for the steal. So 4 minutes in, Paul, as expected.
Yeah, taking it to a very different game from yesterday, or certainly the start. So they've got their confidence, they know they can do it, and I think they might be into a really good game today.
Long wins that face-off, and the steal keep it. Keith throwing it back into the opposite corner, and it'll be Smith there first. Once again, not clearing it out of the zone. Askenazi with it. Askenazi skating. Jammed in. Crookshank holds on to it, and she gets a stop in play. Now, there was a couple of failed clearances on that. That's going to be something to watch for the Inferno defense here. Crookshank doing a good job of just staying in front of the puck and slamming it shut. And we're back underway. Shot by Thomas, glove down, bounced around, and that was not held. And then they do get a whistle. Once again, that was just kind of a safety whistle there. We thought that might have been in the glove, and it came out a little late.
Yeah, a bit of a fumble. So it was in the glove, and then it kind of dropped off, and she half covered it, and then it got away again. But I think from the officials were standing, it was covered.
Godfrey trying to get it out, and does here. And here comes Patchett. Patchett up the right side. Looking for the pass in front to Kovison, can't connect. Wallace on the defense here, keeping things tidy, and it goes back to Godfrey. Godfrey doubled up on the red line there, and puck goes away to Richmond for the steal. Interception by Kovison. Kovison looking for an outlet, gives it up to Hart. She can't get to the puck on time. Back to Wallace. Wallace gets it quick, almost taken away. And now Murray comes in. It looked very close to being a little too early. And now Kovison gets it out of the zone. Horner Pascoe holding on to it. Horner Pascoe still looking to get rid of it, and Hart going in hard on the boards on the other side there. Just missed her check on that one. And that's turned back. Tobin with it. A couple of changes as the Inferno come back in to help. That puck stays behind the net. Passed out of the Zamboni corner. Jeffries kicks it forward. A chance for Tobin in front, and that was nearly knocked in by Rosser on accident as it was backhanded towards the goaltender. And now Horner Pascoe turns it around. Tobin goes down, the puck's behind her. Tunnicliffe keeps it in, and the chaos settled for a moment. Askenazi with the puck now at neutral. That's taken away by Gordon. She goes up the left side, holds hockey stop, turns around, looks for some help, and then dumps it low. It goes to Shattuck. Shattuck turns it behind, and it comes back out for the steal for a moment, and they do. It was Keith getting it off the boards to herself, and a shot. It's across the mouth of the goal, and a little bit too far left. Puck stuck in the corner, and now taken away by the steal. Chance in front. Another one, and not on target. Matthews to Shattuck. And that goes around the side. At the half boards, the Steel still control it, doing a good job with possession here. The Inferno had the possession, clearly won the first couple of minutes, but that's turned around for the team in blue. Now Gordon with it. Gordon brings it in, flips it forward, looking for the face-off, and she gets exactly that. Good coverage there by Henry, and we'll restart with some fresh players for the Inferno out on the ice.
I think one of the features of yesterday's game and actually previous games in the season is the systems and processes that Steele brought into it. And I think they've lost their composure a little bit at the start of this game. So, well, they'll be working their way to get that back and settle things down a little bit.
And it's Richmond with the puck for a moment. Now Shields is going to dig in after it. Comes off the boards quickly. Couldn't connect with the pass. And the Steel have a 3-on-3 if they go. Turned over, and it's Patchett, the captain, holding on to it and getting it back to her defense. Passed forward for a moment. Not sure where the puck was. Goes past Murray. Now Patchett chases down Richmond. And the forecheck works there for a moment anyways. That's offside if they play it. And it's Murray with it now. Steele looking to move out of their zone. They get halfway up, and Shields takes the zone, takes the shot, blocked off the shin pads. Boniface doing a good job standing her up defensively. And that's deflected. Shields can't get anything on that shot, and then the puck rolls behind the net. Inferno trying to hold on to possession here, and they do just that. Boniface sending it around and getting it back behind the net. 3 on the forecheck here by the Steel, and can they preserve it? And they could for just a moment. Now Hart with a good flip goes behind, and it'll be Tobin chasing it down for a moment. Now it's given up. And here comes Malari again. Collision in center ice there. Yonker getting it away. Tobin getting it back to Yonker eventually, and that goes to the other side of the ice. Horner Pascoe comes in, leaves the puck behind, drop pass to Malari. Deflection on the way in by Horner Pascoe, but not on target. Yonker. That comes back into the zone. Godfrey. Godfrey over the blue line. Waiting, shooting, and that's deflected. That was a dangerous one, but it was off target once it hit the defender. And now they come back in for a shot. That was Patchett, or excuse me, Shattuck with that one, trying to get the backhand. It was a dangerous one, but definitely Henry in position. Blong with a low shot into the corner, off target. Tunnicliffe turns it over, but it'll be Keith that collects it. And the action keeps rolling here. That puck goes a little too long. No icing here. Godfrey's going to get to it first anyways. They fight for it. Steel have 2 deep in the corner here. Inferno with 3, overplaying on that one, and it works out beautifully. Gordon trying to pass it. Couldn't quite make the connection there. Strain on that run towards the goal. And they're clearly changing tactics, trying to get through the slot and working for more direct shot paths today as opposed to setups. And here's another one. Covington with it. Shot goes low. Kick save. And that's passed out to Keith. Askenazi throws it in, goes for a change. Inferno still with it. 9 minutes to go here in the first period. Uninterrupted play for a little over 3 minutes. Passed and goes to Shields. And now the Inferno try to take it out. They do. Turn back. Yonker on the pressure there. Sent to the other side. Patchett gets to the puck. Hart trying to get a hold of it. Tries to throw it in, can't. Gets it. It's under her skate. Pull away from it, and it goes into the zone. Shields sends it to the other side. Murray, the captain, moving that puck into the zone, and it comes back out just as quickly. Murray goes in again. Passes it forward. Horner Pascoe with a chance and a shot and a goal. Oh, that's good. Horner Pascoe leaning and shooting and catching the upper right, making it 1-0 to the Auckland Steel.
Yeah, but of a third time lucky there. They took 3 shots at it. The third one managed to get through. Past Cruikshank, very good goal.
Yeah, that one's going to be for the personal highlight reel for Horner Pascoe for a while. That was pretty reaching for that one and making it go right where she wants it to go. 1-0 the score. Inferno behind early again. But as we saw yesterday, this is the kind of thing that can set the tone to a game for a long time, or it can be something where you sit on a lead a little bit, and that's what we saw.
Yes, as we said earlier, a very different start to the game. 4 shots on goal from both teams here, so a lot more even.
Horner Pascoe bringing it back in again. Takes a shot, low one. I'm not sure that Cruikshank saw that all the way, but it was off target. Goes into the wall, comes out, passed forward. Strain trying to hold on to it, couldn't get a shot away. Now it's a 2-on-3. Malari driving at the net, takes his shot, blocker save into the side. The rest of the Steel go for a change. Askenazi out, gets it picked off her stick. That was offsides for a moment and then comes to the other side. No icing here, there's a chase for it. Kovison's gonna get to the backside of that puck chase. Inferno still have it, Patchett fighting. Sends it deep, comes back in. And the Steel have another advantage here with some speed. Long up the left side, in front, chance. Goes into the crease and covered up. And some physical play right in front of Cruikshank, but she's the better off, she's better for it and holds on to the puck.
Yeah, and here's the replay for that one. It was, again, a bit of a scramble up front. The puck was loose, but she managed to get on top of it right there.
Yeah, that shot was not an ideal shot there. There was a lot of net open at that point, but not an easy one to get away. And due to that, you get a save, which is good timing for the Inferno. Godfrey holds on to the puck against the boards. Patchett, and judged to hit the netting and go out of play. So 13 and a half in. It does feel a little bit like yesterday in the start, but it doesn't feel like the Inferno are being out physicaled, if that's not a word, but that's okay.
I know what you mean. It's I think you're right there. They're up for it this time.
Yeah, no surprises between the two of them this time. That's passed out to Hart. She's got a break, trying to move through the middle of the defense. Gets off of a skate, and the puck stays behind the net. Kovison with it, passes it out to Godfrey. Low driving shot forward. Godfrey again. This one gets blocked, and Tobin keeps that in. They've changed up the lines a little bit, or maybe they're just between changes. And now the Steel pass it forward. Tobin gets in the way of that one and gets that puck back to the Inferno. That one's going to go a long ways, but it's on target. So deflected away, no icing, obviously, because it was a sort of a shot. Murray with it now in the zone, holds on to it. Back pass, and that's stolen away. Good work there. Jeffries stepping in the lane. This one's going to go, oh, it's offside. It wasn't an icing. That was why the arms were up. Yonker passing it forward, getting rid of it. Could have played it, no icing here. We continue on. Steel trying to get rid of it. That's pinned in on the half boards. They dig away. You can see about as much as I can from that point. And the puck goes around the boards. Steel with it still. And that's passed out. And goes to Horner Pascoe one-on-one. Good defensive move, but a better offensive move and an even better kick save. Horner Pascoe stopped Cruikshank with a tremendous save, and then another one that goes in front in the crease. She lost sight of it for a moment, and the defender bailed her out. Another shot. Malari can't get that one away, doesn't go in. Cruikshank jumps on the puck, but she doesn't get the puck. It's still in play, and a dangerous route going right through the slot, but the shortest line is the quickest one. Gordon going through. Gordon trying to get a shot away. And then there's a low shot by Barnett off the boards. Henry caught well outside of the post there, but they do get a stop in play, and it'll be an offensive zone faceoff for the Inferno.
Yeah, good opportunity there, and Henry, as you say, got a little bit out of position there and caught around the side of the post, but they weren't able to capitalise.
The instant replay looks like it hit kind of the outside of the post as it was coming back in, but it was never going to go in from that angle unless it got a deflection. It just needed to hit the goaltender or something lucky. It didn't happen that time. Inferno with it. Inferno winning some more face-offs today. It's good to see that it's a bit more even-handed today. Kovison playing it in, and it's Hart. Hart with a shot. That's deflected off a stick, hits the netting, and out of play for a face-off. Yesterday we saw Hart with a couple of quick shots, Paul.
Yeah, we did, and one of them making it through, but some great shots on as well. This period certainly gone very fast with the long sequences of play, very few stoppages.
And it's Patchett winning a face-off. Shot low, deflected in, taken by the Inferno. Looking for a pass out. Exactly that, Boniface with it. Trying to play the puck low, now shoots it. That's caught halfway up by a defender. It's gonna go for an icing here. Smith back first, and it'll be the Steel staying out on the ice. I think they're okay as far as line shift. They haven't been out too long. And some new legs out on the ice for the Inferno.
That's right, yeah, full line swap for the Inferno. Steel, of course, on an icing don't have the opportunity, but as you say, they're reasonably fresh on the ice anyway.
Gordon to take it, first line out there. That puck goes into the corner, and it's Cunningham sending it around, trying to get that out of the zone and out of trouble. Godfrey with it for a moment, now goes halfway. Gordon collects it, it's taken away by Askenazy. Askenazy into the board, and that puck comes backwards towards Richmond at the point, sends it low and around the boards. It only goes halfway though. Godfrey has it, passes it, but it gets stopped at the blue line. Murray holds. Murray looks. Murray with a good move there. Shot doesn't get through. Good defense again. Shot low, hit Beggy with it that time. And then that goes out of the zone. It was only going to go halfway, but it jumped over the stick. And now the Steel have a chance to reset. Murray's the first one in. Godfrey plays it. And that's intercepted there. In front chance. Shields with a 2 in front. Both of them stopped by Crookshank. And there's an outlet pass from Patchett. Or sorry, Shattuck, excuse me. I knew it wasn't.
It was a great little pass though.
And as they move in front, it was a chance by Jeffries for a moment. That one's gonna go a long ways. Do they get the icing on this? They do. And the Steel will get resorted and back on the bench, and another face-off as the Inferno have bossed the last 2 minutes of play here. Now, while they haven't gotten too many shots, they've actually, Shields had 2 shots of high quality over on the other side, but the possession's generally been down on this end, which we were talking about, Paul, need conversions.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, possession's good, but it's the goals that win the game. So 2 minutes to go.
Katja Blanc taking too long to get out, and that'll be their bench warning for substitutions. Inferno win that. Back in front, tip. Kovison with 2 shots at it, but they were directly into Henry's leg pad there. Goes around the other side, and the Steel getting a let off there a little bit. Kovison bringing it right up the middle though. Takes the shot, gets a block, rebound, another chance. They dig at it, goes behind the net. I think the Steel were a little bit lucky to get away with not getting called for hooking as she was coming in. She was dragged a little bit, a hook or a hold, but they've let some of that physicality go both ways. And we haven't seen any penalties yet. And that's Blanc. Blanc holds and shoots and scores. And that is the difference when it turns around. Blanc with the second, and we are back to a 2-0 game.
You can see she's brought it up herself through 3 and taken it from the side, yeah.
Yeah, nothing particularly too dangerous about this, except that the defense doesn't collapse on the body there, and she gets a really good shot off. And the Inferno have to give one up there, and they turn right back to Horner Pasco for a chance. The steal hopping here in the last minute. Just a minute to go here in this first period.
Last minute of the first period. And that was the goal for the steal by number 4.
They play for it at that sideboard. Chance for Malari, goes off the gear and into the corner. Rosser, back to Malari, shot high over the crossbar, goes off the glass, stays in. And that goes out of the zone. Steal reset, Horner Pasco trying to sweep it back in, then it comes back out again. And Malari with it for a moment. She steals it, holds on to it, crashes into the goaltender. And that puck goes to Tobin. She brings it out of the zone. Askenazi picks it up. Askenazi, quite the skater, that's for sure. And we get a penalty. Looks like Auckland's going for a bench penalty. Is that correct?
It certainly looks that way. I didn't quite see what happens there, but that's what the...
Oh, it's 6 on the ice, and it'll be Keith serving that one. So bench penalty on the steal with just 8 seconds to go. So in all practical explanations here, this is going to be effectively a starting power play for the Inferno coming into the second period. So that'll be something that they can talk about and get sorted out in the locker room as this first period comes to an end. Once again, 2-0 the score. And it is the Auckland Steel taking a lead after the first period. Paul, what'd you think about that as far as the goals? They were much later in the period today, obviously. It didn't feel like it was a lack of physical presence, but they were just good shots.
Yeah, they certainly were. Very different game to yesterday, but same result at the end of the first period. As you say, 2-0 to the Auckland Steel. The goals, it was very more balanced first period. In fact, you see the shots on, even 9 to the Steel to 7 for Inferno, so pretty close there. Very different start, and we've been joined now actually by the Steel coach, the head coach Darren Blong. How are you going?
Yeah, good. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you good, thanks.
Yeah, we certainly can. So very different. We're just commenting very different game so far from yesterday. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think yesterday's game was a close contest, obviously, and I think that's just carried on through into today. And I think both teams are just going at it. Like, it's a good flow to the game and plenty of action for everyone, you know.
Yep. And yesterday we saw, in fact, both the first and second period. Steel came out really firing and really took complete kind of control of those first few minutes of those periods. Not quite the same here today, but we saw that the what we expect to see from the Steel, the systems and processes started to come back in towards the second half of that period.
Yeah, I think so. I think it takes a little bit of time. I mean, the Inferno are playing with some intensity. They're a fit team and they're motivated. So, you know, like, it's an even contest, and our aim is to kind of like just keep rolling 3 lines and putting a lot of forecheck pressure on the team and just bide our time and see how that plays out over 60 minutes rather than the first 20, you know.
Yep. Coach Blong, one more question. This is Matt. Just wanted to ask you, as far as you were saying that the way it started, it was a little bit different but still even. I've noticed you guys are cutting in and trying to kind of knife through offensively. That's a big change compared to yesterday, where it was kind of structured outside and then waiting and passing in. Is it a change, or is it just the way that it's played out today?
Okay, so what we're trying to execute across the board is get the puck to the middle, say if we're breaking out, for example, as soon as possible, because then we can go left or right. So rather than just go straight to the flanks and maybe get caught on the boards, we're trying to get the puck to the middle so we've got more options. And then offense, you know, the girls know how to score, so we don't talk too much about that. It's more getting it out of our zone defensively and breaking out clean and quick.
Awesome. And getting into position. Thanks for the interview. Good luck in the second period. We'll see you soon.
Easy, chaps.
Thanks, guys. And with that, we will call it a first period here. 2-0 the score. the Auckland Steel up once again today, which, Paul, I think this guarantees we're going to be in for a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we said earlier on, it's almost like they carried on from that first game. So we saw at the start of that game yesterday quite a different Steel team out there, quite a different Inferno's team. They came right, a lot more balanced. And in fact, the Inferno won the third period yesterday. And it's almost like we've just started their fourth period here. It's just carried on straight from that game yesterday. So it's going to be a good one.
Well, we will be back in about 11 minutes to bring you second period action. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.
J-Bed singing something about the way things used to be. Now I'm dancing on a wire like a cheap paper tiger, strumming on a heartstring stereo to a song that no one knows, and it goes like this. Hey, hey, yeah, said it goes like this. Say la vie, oh don't ask me, 'cause it goes like this. Yeah.
Canterbury Inferno Hockey is brought to you by Brendan Hart and Harcourt's Gold. For your real estate needs, buying or selling, get in touch with Brendan Hart at Harcourt's Gold. brendan.hart@harcourtsgold.co.nz. And by Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants, Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz. Eden Health and Chiropractic, helping athletes and their families thrive. EdenChiropractic.co.nz. The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center, fun physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. And by Pinnacle Sports Physicians, specialist medical doctors giving expert advice to get you moving as quickly and safely as possible. The clinic specializes in the care of children and adolescents. pinnaclesp.co.nz.
of it. Alpine ice.
Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody, to the Alpine Ice. It's that time again, the Under-12 Super League. It is, let's see, today we have players from the Canterbury Ice Hockey Association Under-12 Super League competing during this intermission with the Bats and the Spiders. Let's see, the Bats are same as yesterday in the gray, and the Spiders are in the red and blue. If you have a child that might be interested in giving ice hockey a go, the Canterbury Ice Hockey Association has a Learn to Play program that offers a free trial session with all gear included. To learn more, just Google Canterbury Ice Hockey Association or visit the website, which is ciha.org.nz, to arrange a free session. And off we go. It's a collision in the boards. Paul, I'll let you take it over from here.
Yeah, we saw an early goal from the Spideys. So they're sitting on 1-0 at the moment for their short little intermission game. It's great to see them out there, actually. They're very enthusiastic, the under-12s. They're a great bunch of kids, and I know the Infernos and the Red Devils, for that matter, love hanging out with them, taking photos with them and teaching them a thing or two. So it's a great little community here at Canterbury Ice Hockey. Oh, looking to even things up, but not quite there. A little bit off to the right side. And looks like the Bats have got it again. A bit of a scramble. And off it goes. And back to the Spideys. Nope. The Bats. Here's number 22. Went to grab it, didn't quite get to stick to the puck. A little bit of confusion. as Matt mentioned yesterday, we normally put, well, when they're playing during the actual leagues, well, there's another one for the Spiders there. We put barriers up between them, but here we've got a couple of our Junior Inferno players who are, aren't playing today, but they're out there helping organise things. And actually a future Inferno out there as well. Oh, great little stop from the Goldie there for the Bats. Looks like mostly a different crew from yesterday. Oh, and out it goes again. Oh, and another puck's coming in. I don't think they've realised. Goldie noticed it, fortunately, just in time. Oh, here's an opportunity. Ah, great save there from the goalie, number 25 for the Bats. Gonna have another go, but a little back flick, but off to the side, unfortunately on that occasion. Oh, and it's just come off for the back of the goalie's skate. This thing's happened at all levels of the game. Oh, and another go. That was a... oh, and straight through again. So, yeah, Spiders are taking it away today. Here come the Bats now. Let's see what they can do with it. Oh, nice little intercept. Not quite accurate with the shot that time. And saved by the Bats. Bit of a collision there, but as we say, they're all very well covered up. Oh, and here comes the Spiders again. Ah, this time saved by the goalie. Great save. And good defensive effort from number 12 there as well from the Bats. And that'll be the end of the mini game. As we said, the players starting to make their way back to the benches as well. And well-deserved applause from both the attendees here today and the teams, just, as I say, just returned to their benches. So. They're great mentors to these young players.
Kia ora koutou. Welcome back, everybody. Second period action coming up here. Paul, great job calling that mini game going on. There's a lot of chaos. You kept it all organized there. Well done. And like you said, the teams just came out. The both teams, well, it was a little bit of a longer intermission than normal by a little bit. And they're just now coming back out. Any changes you expect to see as far as the second period? I know it's the long shifts, it's the normal thing, but you've got Keith going into the penalty box, and it will be starting with a minute 52 of power play time for the Inferno.
Yeah, and I guess both coaches were taking the opportunity to have a good discussion about what they wanted to see from this period, especially, as I say, with a power play and penalty kill on the other side to kick things off. In fact, we've got most of 1 minute 52 remaining on that power play.
And here we go with the second period. They drop the puck, and it's Kovison right up the middle here, she's going to get a chance early, but she holds up, sets up the power play up to Godfrey. And a long shot off the board, off target. It'll be Godfrey collecting it as well, sending it back in. Chance there for Kovacin. She's in front. Shot and a good save. Goal! Power play goal for Kovacin. On the rebound, 2-1. Inferno cut the lead in half.
That's exactly what they would have wanted to see at the start of this second period. Maximum value out of the power play. Great rebound shot there. We'll see it again in a second. First shot didn't quite make it through, rebounded straight off, and I think it may have been Maurice Gordon who took the second shot and cut it through, but we'll see it again in a second.
There you go. I guess it was between one of them, either Gordon or Kovacin that got that. We'll see what the official scoring is. I always got to shout a name because it looks like somebody, but you never know. You never really know. And we're back underway. 2-1. Malari with it, giving it up to Horner Pascoe. First shot, that's deflected off a shin. And we are back to 5-on-5, of course, as the bench minor penalty clears with the goal for the Inferno. And they're on fresh ice. That's given up, and Hart sends it around the boards. Ricky McLean picking that one up for the steal. Horner Pascoe lets that one go. Goes out to Smith. Smith throwing it back to Hart. She's going to bring it in the zone. Goes up the middle, takes a shot, glove save, and Henry holds.
Yeah, so you can see the strategy that the coaches and captains have told them, both teams, to take here. The Inferno wanting and able to make the most out of that power play there.
Tobin taking this one, loses that face-off to Hidvegi. Well, she wasn't in the dot, but puck goes back to the steal. Comes out of the zone. They're 3-on-4 here, trying to weave through traffic. Murray bringing it in. Shot. I think it was Shields there that missed that one. Goes out to the point. Murray in. Club save by Hidvegi's bouncer. That was a dangerous one, as you just don't know how that puck's going to bounce. It goes in just before, and it almost handcuffed Crookshank for a moment, but then she turned the glove on it, closed it, and got a face-off. It'll be Blong to take this one for the steal. Inferno have it. Gordon leaving it behind, going around the net. Askenazi. And Crookshank takes the opportunity to hungry hippo that puck in with the glove and get a face-off in the defensive zone. Paul, you looked up and you had, that sounds like a reference you wouldn't know. Probably not a lot of viewers know that one, but I'll take that one on the chin. That's okay. Gordon wins that face-off. No, actually, let's turn around for the steal. It's a good move there. Kind of holding it off. It looked like it went to the Inferno, but not. And it's Keith with it. Good stop. Passes it out, and a chase for the puck. Steele get there first. Cunningham knocked into the boards. Askenazi with it. Forward to Blong, but she leaves it behind. Still has it. And that gets knocked forward. It is Tunnicliffe holding on to it. Long pass. Not sure if that'll go for icing or not. It looks like they're asking for it, and they do get that. Icing the call. And we'll get a face-off with a fresh line out there for the Inferno.
And that first goal did go to Nerese Gordon. They're both there, both taking shots at it. First one didn't quite get there, managed to bounce it off, and then Nerese came in behind. They were both shooting at it, but her stick got to it according to the officials on the ice.
There you go. Cunningham. Inferno have it. Smith with a driving shot, doesn't get through. Hart with a turnaround, and that's going to go the length of the ice again. It was deflected, so Smith will pick it up. And Malari on the forecheck, 3 up front to get out of the zone just fine. And there's Hart taking it in, trying to go through the middle. Trying to nutmeg a defender a little bit there, and that's my World Cup reference. And that stays in the zone for at least a moment. Boniface getting it rejected, and Smith restarting it. That one's off the boards, funny bounce. Smith picks it up anyways, comes in the zone. Hart has to wait for it. And now it exits with Malari. Steele coming through. In front chance. Nobody able to tuck that one home. Goes up to the half boards. That was a dangerous moment for the Steele. They do a good job with it, but can't knock it in for the conversion. And now it's Hart one-on-one out the right side. Leaves Rosser in the dust, comes back, shot, and that's a good stop by Henry. Goes as far as the point. Stays in with Boniface, throwing it in the corner. Gordon gets there. They fight for it. McLean digging it out for the steal. Goes in front, and it's Horner Pasco with it. She's 1-on-2. Holding, eyes up, gains the zone. Tries to get through the defense, but the defense is there, and they turn the puck around, trying to go right up the middle here. Gordon with it, gains the zone. Puck gets knocked to the side. Shields chopping at it, and that pass goes to the steal. And it's back and forth we go, 3-on-4. Quick shot, and a big rebound, 2 saves, and an early whistle as that puck is slapped into the corner, but it looked like it was getting covered up. So they get another face-off with the offensive zone for the Auckland Steel, excuse me. That was a mouthful, Paul. Sorry about that.
That was very good, and a lot of up and down, a bit of ping pong happening on the ice now. They're heading from one end to the other and to the other. So yeah, great both defensive and attacking effort from both teams.
And Hannah Shield doing a good job there. Shields with a chance, and that rebound comes out wide to Richmond. Murray. 2 behind the net there for the steal. And it's the Inferno flipping it forward, but it's taken away. Doesn't come out. Good defense there for the Inferno, making sure that that doesn't turn into an opportunity for the steal. And they choose to go out of the zone, flip it, and give it away. There's Shields. Keith. Covison tried to jump that one, just missed it. Hart on the defense to Shields. And it'll be Hart picking up that puck, passing it, but that was to nobody, and it'll be Keith collecting it first. Inferno just waiting to see how the Steel are going to react. Patchett goes off the ice. Long with a circle. Askenazi in there first, tries to do something with the puck, but 4 defenders poke it away. And it's Tunnicliffe. There will be no icing here. They go for a line change. They need to do that quickly because Askenazi was up on the blue line waiting for a long pass, but it never showed up, and that is extremely offsides.
Yeah, just popped out over the blue line and then back in, and not very much chance for the Steel players to react.
I like the defensive system on that. The Inferno doing a very good job of just being mindful of the lanes there. That puck drops and comes out to neutral. Pass forward, Rosser's going to get rid of it, give it to McLean. McLean off the boards. Godfrey's got to chase this one down. Stays in that corner. And McLean at the point. Good job holding that in. Long pass into the opposite corner. Comes out to Rosser. Rosser across the blue line, it comes out. And that was offside with a little extras there by McLean taking that shot.
Yeah, that's right. And Rosser's having a very good game today. It's hard to believe this is actually her first year playing ice hockey. She's been playing inline for a number of years for the inline club Ravens in New Plymouth, and just came over to ice as she moved to Auckland to study. So she's doing very well for her first year on the ice.
That is, I believe, some sort of a bench, like the puck touched the bench or something, but I think we're going to redo this face-off. Not sure exactly why it took so long to kill it, but it might have also been a, yeah, could be a number of things. I won't speculate any further, but we're going to redo that face-off.
Oh, heading down the other end.
I have trust in the in Team Stripes here and what they're doing. I just can't explain this particular one at the moment. But I'd have to say the only thing that makes sense is a face-off violation of sorts against the Steel there, which is why it was moved out of the zone. Anyway, enough of that. The puck is underway, and that is long gone. Boniface with it, looking to get that out of the zone. Gives it up to Richmond immediately. Trying to send it back in, can't. Now they do, and it'll be Jeffries collecting it. That pass gets caught into the linesman's skates there. And now the Steel have it. Thomas with it. Thomas holds. Thomas gains the zone, walks, leaves it, drop pass Murray. And that goes begging for somebody to knock that one on for the Steel, but they can't quite do it. And now the Inferno have a chance. It's just Tobin can't hold on to it. Long pass forward, Askenazi, and that is another penalty, a bench minor. It is 6 players on the ice for the Steel yet again. And that's going to be another 2-minute penalty and a power play for the Inferno.
Yeah, and the Steel bench not very happy with that one. They're trying to argue the case, but the officials were there, they saw it. My Keith taking the penalty again.
Yeah, now, just to be clear, I know Keith is sitting, but it doesn't mean that it was on Keith. It's just one of the players on the ice has to serve, so that's what they've decided. Just want to make sure that nobody is too criminally investigated here. Anyway.
Yep, she drew the short straw twice, I think.
Long doing a good job holding on to that for a moment and killing some time, but now the Inferno have the puck back. They're going to set up their power play here. Kovison holds at the blue line, sends it across the way. Godfrey with a shot, misses it. Oh, what a strange bounce that was. She kind of got under the puck, it fluttered, hit another player and nearly bounced over Henry in that case, but it's an interesting replay. Let's see. Here's the shot, and it hit a helmet. Wow.
Helmet to helmet.
Face off won by the Inferno, and an important one here. Godfrey holding on to it. Now they're going to move it forward. Shot, Hart. I think that was Hart. Yes, looks like it. And another save by Henry.
Yeah, and Ricky Lee McLean from the Steel, not very happy about something there. Didn't quite see what it was, but she didn't look very impressed with her Inferno counterpart.
And that's ripped around the boards. They hold it in. No, they don't. Shattuck trying to hold possession, but they have to clear the zone, give it back to Rosser. Rosser gets rid of it, and the Steel try to clear it. They do exactly that. It's Malari on a chase here, playing the power kill a little bit, but at very least wasting a lot of Inferno power play time, which is always the objective on the advantage here. Shattuck dump and chase. And they avoid a 6-player penalty themselves. That was good work on the bench there. That's turned over quickly. A chance. Backhanded opportunity for Gordon. And they cycle through. Long pass. And that is offsides. It was not held in. And I'd have to say the linesman was in the perfect position. I actually agree with the call. That was a good one. Smith looked a little bit upset, but it did come out of the zone there.
Yeah, a few of the crowd not happy, but as you say, the linesman was right there. He could see it. It was about a foot or two in front of him in the old language.
Yeah, and that pass goes out to Smith. Smith has to reset as she has some forechecking bothering her. Good move as the puck goes forward, but loses it off the end of her stick. Strain can't hold on to it. She's going to get back to it. Strain passes it, intercepted. Another good player in the lane there. I think that was Murray rebound. That was a juicy one for a moment. And the Steel just taking shots here. Penalty is over. We're back to 5-on-5. Hidvegi keeping that one in. And now Patchett turning it around the other way. A couple of changes here for the Inferno as they enter the offensive zone. Good physicality by the steal there. And it'll be Murray fighting for it at the blue line. It does go in. And they have to reset now with Richmond. Halfway through this one is, what, 10:20 to go. That's a long throw, and we'll go for an icing. So, Paul, I guess I have to ask. I heard 2 different whistles there. We did sort out the random audience member whistle, right? That is gone.
Yeah, that's right. So it turned out, for those that were watching yesterday, it was actually an audience member doing it deliberately. Now, we are restricted in what we can say on air.
Yes, we are.
in the language that we can use, so we're just going to call him a donut.
A donut it is. There you go. I guess we can say that. It was all cleared up, but it was not I thought it was a fire siren of sorts. Blong with it now. Blong up the line. She goes around and a score. What a goal by Blong. That one just dragging it across the crease with the backhand. This is going to be fantastic here. Blong catching a break, moving to her right. Just a quick back and forth and getting it just over Cruikshank. This is a good goal.
Just came out of nowhere, really. They weren't expecting it. It was just that pace out from the neutral zone.
Yeah, and got Cruikshank to kind of commit to that spot a little bit early. But there's not much you can do as a goaltender there. It's you have to take a chance because it's coming quickly. And with Blong getting behind the defense there, we're at 3-1. And now we're going to have to start seeing whether the Inferno can start converting some of their chances. That puck goes out to Godfrey at the blue line. Long shot. That's deflected by some shin pads. Never gets through. Hart with it. Hart putting it forward to Patchett. Hart kicking it forward. Waits. And now dumps and chases. Cunningham's going to get there first, but goes right past the puck. In front. Chance. Hart with a speculative one. Now this goes in front. Hart with a good shot. Good pad save. Goes out to Boniface. Low shot, no deflection on the way in. Goes into the boards on the opposite corner. Flutters up. Godfrey stops it. They play towards the puck and it bounces nicely for Patchett. And Patchett too close to Henry when the puck gets there. Henry comes out of the net at the perfect time and gets a stop.
Yeah, it was here in the replay. It was great effort by Henry. Saw it coming, just came straight across it over. It's, yeah, very good defense.
Yeah, I think Patchett will look at that and say, got to shoot that on the one-timer, but that's a very easy thing to say from up here. That is not an easy one to pull off. Murray with that puck gets it out of the zone, but it is the Inferno holding on to possession. Now turned over Tobin on the defense, trying to get away from Murray. Now a shot in. Cruikshank with a good stop, as that one's bouncing around. Collected by the steal. Shields turns it around, goes deep. Murray going out front, and that gets knocked aside, stays in the zone. Hidvegi throwing it around. And that goes Cruikshank in front. The puck's still loose. The defense working at it. And then a shot. Oh, that's close. And another chance there for the steal. Cruikshank jumping on it and getting a stop. That was chaos in front. Just a puck pinballing around. And a good defensive effort at the last minute to stop a goal.
Yeah, a bit of a Superman dive in the end there. A number of shots on, she from close in, just little taps. You saw them all coming, and then right there, she saw the opportunity to get a glove over it.
Fantastic replay on that ankle, too. I had no idea it was as much as it was there. That puck goes out of the zone. The steal recollect. Tunnicliffe looking to break out Blong. She comes in 3-on-4. Blong with it still. Tries a wrister on the floor. That doesn't get through. Passed out to the point. Cunningham slips. The ice is still slippery. And Strain goes into the boards hard. Askenazi skating with it. Trying to go right up the middle. Askenazi holding. Going to the outside. Curves back in. Goes around the other side of the net. Tries to get a wraparound opportunity. Can't do it. Shattuck sending it around. Corner Pasco trying to hold that in, but can't. And it's Rosser with it now, the steal with an extended possession. Turned back, Shattuck. Shattuck with a shot. Blocker save, stays in. And a wraparound chance. Oh, that's close. Gordon nearly with one. I don't think the people here watching at Alpine Ice saw how absolutely close that was. Barnett with a shot. That hits Kovacin on the way in. Little bruise for her troubles, but it keeps the puck in play. Malari and Keefe trying to keep that in. Keefe falls over. Inferno with it. In front, chance. Nobody can get a shot on that. No stick on that as it rolls through the crease, and now the steal coming the other way, 3-on-3. Cutting right through the middle, and a goal just like that. Horner Pasco? It was Horner Pasco on that. It was so quick, going right up the middle and turning around on the defense. And another one just getting Crookshank to commit early and going past, making it 4-1 for the Auckland Steel.
Yeah, made it look easy at the end, but a lot of work to get into position. And as I say, Crookshank unfortunately committed to the left-hand side a little bit too soon, creating the opportunity.
4-1 the score. The Inferno working hard here to try to get back on the board. And they're going to have to watch out for the counter-offensives here. The counterattacks are working for the Steel today. Puck comes out to Smith. She can't hold it at the line. They have to reset. Thomas on the forecheck there trying to go quickly. Hidvecki with a good play there. Goes back to Smith at the red line. Smith to Yonker. Casey Yonker throwing it back to Smith. Boniface bringing it in. That's off a skate and comes back out to neutral. Millie Smith with it. Yonker playing it into the corner. And that's going to be a penalty against Jeffries. An illegal hit coming up as, yes, it is illegal hit as she played her into the board with, well, there's some rules. I'm not going to go into them, but it's close to a boarding call. We'll just go kind of with that. It's an illegal hit. So a power play coming up here for the Steel. It's been interesting to watch this second period, Paul. It feels like there's attack for the Inferno, and then they counterattack. The Steel just come right down and get some chances. Another shot and a goal. Oh, that is so good, that power play. That was an overcommit, moving everybody to the left side, and too much net shown here. Look at how this Blanc passes this one over to the side, and just too much available. And yeah, that was Askenazy with the goal.
You can tell they've practiced that one once or twice. They were right in position. They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew where each of them were going to be, and straight across and straight in.
5-1 the score, just over 5 minutes to go here in the second period. Auckland Steel showing some of their superiority as far as the season is concerned. Jumping out in front by quite a bit. It was much closer yesterday, but we'll see what we can do here. Gordon with it. Gordon's got a chance. Gordon with a shot. That's blocked by Cunningham. That puck goes back through the crease for a moment, but handled well by the Steel. Wallace chopped away. Blanc's got it now. Good move there. Gets past two defenders. Skates past to third with Shattuck there. Goes past Gordon for a fourth. And as she was on her way in for another chance, offsides the call. It looks like the blue line was about the only thing that was going to stop her there.
Yeah, pretty close. Definitely offside, but pretty close to coming back on time, but didn't quite get there. So they'll reset now. Here we go.
So Tobin to take that one. She gets it for a moment. Steel grab the puck. Shields fighting for it. Kind of sticks to the kick plate for a moment, then pops out. And now played by Smith. And then forward to Jeffries. Jeffries is going to bring it in the zone. Stays out to the right, and she's bodied away from a chance in front. Goes into the corner. Jeffries follows it. A chance again as that puck was loose near that post. But it is covered up by Henry, and we get a stop in play. 4:03 to go, 5-1 for the Steel.
Yes, at the start of this period certainly worked out well for the Inferno. They came out with the power play, managed to convert it, and get the window was all looking like it was going to go their way, but unfortunately the momentum has definitely shifted since then.
Yeah, I think momentum's definitely at play here. It's you can't really commit to score. It's going to be a tough one to, because you don't want to overcommit to the counterattack. And finding that balance is where the Inferno need to go. 3-on-2 here. Malari's going to take it in on her own. Goes up the right side, takes a shot that is outside. Goes off the back of the net again. A third chance. That one does get on target. Crookshank up to the task. Then a pass forward to Hart. Hart with it. Shot. Glove save. Rebound. And they stab at it for a minute. It was loose. And Henry up to the task there. That is a great counterattack by the Inferno.
Yeah, it was. And again, it took that speed through the neutral zone and some good passing. Gave Hart the opportunity to bring it up. Took the shot. Took her own rebound, but didn't quite get it past the goaltender.
Gordon to take this one for the Inferno. Won by the Steel. Goes to Barnett. Keeps it in, rims it around. Gordon to pick it up. Skates back in. Off the skates. Taken away. Blong's got it. Katja Blong waiting to pass that one forward. She does. Askenazi. Getting it back, and the puck goes back to Blong. Blong can't get the shot away. She was just in an awkward position there the whole time. And then that's going to get passed out, but not out of the zone. Cunningham holding it in. Gives it to Askenazi. Askenazi in front. Shot! Oh, and a good save there. Shields had a chance from the slot. Wide open, but throws it into the padding of Crookshank. And now it's going to come out the other way for the Inferno. Gordon gains the zone, goes up the side. Held into the boards. Good defense there by the Steel. And Shields. And a couple of the Inferno overplay that one. Now Malari in on her one-on-one shot. Good glove save. And that's turned back. Yonker with it. Yonker looking to pass it. No. Takes the shot. And it is Henry who jumps on it. As it was kind of, that was one that looked like it was somewhere in between a pass and a shot. Maybe looking for the deflection there or the one-timer.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of attacking and counterattack and counterattack and counterattack during that sequence of play.
Yeah, no shortage of offense, just a shortage of conversions, I guess you'd say. Goes around to Horner Pasco. Pass forward to Malari. Malari chases it, but it's Godfrey there first. Godfrey hits the brakes. Tries to get it past Horner Pasco. Jeffries stays in. Horner Pasco takes it off her. Back to her. Tic-tac-toe. Back and forth. That stays in. Another excellent save against Malari. Malari had a third shot. Crookshank doing a great job, and then that one never gets through. Keefe gets to it in the corner. 3 opportunities for the Steel. 3 abated by the defense. Malari sitting in front of the crease, or at least she was, and now she's going to have to go chase that down. Malari taking a lot of ice up by her skating here. She did a lot of that as a Fern. The Iceburns did a great job at World Champs again. And now Godfrey. Godfrey is going to get called here, I think, for the trip.
Yeah, it was a trip, and as soon as it happened, I think she knew she had done it. It wasn't intentional, but her stick was where it shouldn't be.
Yeah, that was one where it is called a hook. So I think she let go of the stick as soon as she could, but it wasn't in time enough to get away from the penalty, and it will be the Steel on the power play for 2 minutes. And when the face-off, Blong gives it up, gets it back, holds. Malari back to Blong, sweeping it around.
Number 69,
Long goes around the back of the net again, gives it to Malari, a little off target. Good defense there, but they stay with the puck. Long out top, shot, kick save. Horner Pasco can't get a rebound shot. Goes into the corner. Does that go out? It does not. Opposite end of the ice, goes back to Blong. That pass is off target, and that is fantastic defense so far for the Inferno on this penalty kill. And just so that we're splitting the hairs here, it's 10 seconds to go in the period. This will carry over for 51 once we get into the third. Steele come in, and that shot happens before the horn, and no danger there for the Inferno defense, but they will continue. 53 seconds on the power play when they come back for the third. 5-1 the score. Paul, that was, it felt right away like it might, the momentum might change. You used the big M word. And the power play goal by the Inferno right at the beginning turned the tables for a moment, but they couldn't continue to capitalize, and the Steel put up 3 more.
Yeah, that's right, and not the period Inferno would have wanted. The shot count has crept up a little bit now, 26 to the Steel versus 16 for Inferno. So you can see that's starting to hit the way of yesterday. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We're going to talk to Steph Patchett in a moment, the captain of the Inferno. It'll be good to see what her thoughts were on that period and what they need to do on period 3.
Well, we'll see when she comes up over here. In the meantime, yeah, it was interesting because I thought actually some of the best play in the entire period came from the Inferno goaltender, Crookshank. And yeah, she just did an amazing job. So there we go. There we go. Hello.
Hello.
How are you going, Steph? Not quite the period you would have hoped for, but started off very well with that power play conversion there. What are your thoughts on what you need to do in period 3?
Yeah, I think we got a little bit flustered just at the end of that period there, but I mean, we're staying with them. I don't think the score reflects how the game's going so far at all. We're holding it in their end quite a lot, so just keeping up the intensity, using the youth on our side to our advantage, and yeah, it could be an interesting third period.
Yeah, we saw yesterday, of course, the Steel were very strong in that first period. They kind of really brought the intensity from the start, but during that third period especially, and really from about halfway through the second one, Inferno were right up there, and in fact won the third period. If only the games were ruled by periods, but I think 2 versus 1 in that third, so you're hoping to do the same again today?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, based on the season so far, I think we generally start to shine more in the second and the third. I mean, we saw that in the last game against Dunedin, which was a 0-0 game after the end of the first period, so yeah, it could be a different period this third period, and I'm sure I'm going to give it everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And this game's certainly not over. There's a full 20 minutes to come, and really looking forward to seeing what we get from the Inferno this quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
All right, Steph Patchett, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you in just a little bit. Thank you for the interview there, Paul. The second period over with. I guess just the last thing to think about on this one. What does Auckland have to do to finish this out? They can't park the bus. This is not the way to do that here.
No, it'd be very easy for them to come back into this third period feeling like they'd already won the game, already done the job. They are a few ahead. It's you know what, all they have to do is maintain that lead. They don't have to do much more than that. But Inferno are not going to lie down. They're going to come out absolutely screaming at this one coming into the third period. So you know, it only takes a goal or two quite early on, and this game will open right back up again.
Well, that's what we'll be looking for out of the Inferno, is something early and often. They're going to need one every 5 minutes to get back in this one. So we'll leave it there. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to bring you third period action here from the Alpine Ice. Steel up 5-1. We'll see you in a bit. Thanks.
Canterbury Inferno Hockey is brought to you by Brendan Hart and Harcourt's Gold. For your real estate needs, buying or selling, get in touch with Brendan Hart at Harcourt's Gold. brendan.hart@harcourtsgold.co.nz. And by Futaporo Accountants. Not your average accountants, Futaporo take the hassle out of taxes and let you focus on what you do best. Futaporo.co.nz. Eden Health and Chiropractic, helping athletes and their families thrive. EdenChiropractic.co.nz. The Alpine Ice Sports and Entertainment Center, fun physical entertainment for the whole family. alpineice.co.nz. And by Pinnacle Sports Physicians, specialist medical doctors giving expert advice to get you moving as quickly and safely as possible. The clinic specializes in the care of children and adolescents. pinnaclesp.co.nz.
Skating's only part of it. Alpine Ice.
drinking. 2 shots, let's pour it out. I know what you're thinking, but tomorrow won't come for us. This life that we're living, ain't never gonna give it up. Double shot for the gifted, and one more for us. There you go, drink it up. All this love in a cup. Yeah, we go slow, we go fast. Yeah, we can't get enough. We stay all day, all night, living in paradise. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. This is the time of your life. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. Don't look at the past, no, we're not going that way. Oh, now make it last, make it last to the break of day. No matter what people say, live life in a fast lane. Double shot for the gifted, triple shot for the pain. There you go, drink it up, all this love in a cup. Yeah, we go slow, we go fast. Yeah, we can't get enough. We stay all day, all night, living in paradise. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. This is the time of your life. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life. Remember, you don't get it twice. The time of your life.
Kia ora koutou, welcome back everybody to the Alpine Ice dance off here apparently. Still have the disco lights out and it's still dark, but I promise you there will be third period action coming up here in just a little bit. Oh, there's some lights, I like that better. That's the Auckland Steel back out on the bench. And Paul, I think we kind of covered it pretty well coming in out of the second. The Inferno really just have to start, oh, hello lights. That got me a little bit.
Yeah, me both, yeah.
They just really need to start capitalizing on some of the chances that they've been making. And they have been making chances. They've had chances in good positions, high XG, if you will, high probability chances, but they just have not actually taken advantage and gotten the goal and converted them.
Yeah, well, that's really the tale of the tape. Is they've had 9 shots on goal in that last period, 8 period before. The Steel have had more. They had 17 in period 2, but you know the scoreboard isn't 2-1. It's the difference is the Steel are managing to find their way through. Of course, our top goal scorer for the league all time and. Horner-Pascoe, of course, Jasmine Horner-Pascoe is showing why she's the top scorer in the league. We're scoring 3 of them so far tonight.
And we're back underway. I promise you the scoreboard will come back in just a minute here. And it is the Steel getting started with a 5-1 lead. And Chris, I'll walk you through it as soon as we get a break. Malari with it to Blong. Long holding on to that puck, staying on the outside again. And a reminder, this is still a power play for the Steel. That shot gets knocked aside, and then the long pass to Malari doesn't make it through the middle. And Long's gonna go pick up the puck and reset for one more chance. Onto the player advantage. Malari brings it in.
About 10 seconds remaining on the power play.
Long, and another penalty coming up here. Didn't see it. We'll see what's called. Who's it gonna be? Interference will be the call against
Millie Smith, I believe it is.
Yes, it is. Millie Smith is going to go off for 2 minutes. So just as we get the other penalty to expire from Godfrey in 4 seconds, we'll at least get a face-off at 5-on-3. And again, it is 5-1 with 19 minutes to go in the third period. Thomas missing on that shot, that one-timer going by. Now it's back to 5-on-4. Godfrey out of the box, and she's got the puck now. She decides to clear it immediately so that there can be some changes. Gordon back out on the ice. And that wet ice playing to the advantage of the Inferno for the moment. Not too sticky, but still a little bit fresh. And Shields holds up for it. Walks it in a little bit, takes the shot, blocker save. That was on target. That puck stays in the slot. It goes back out to Shields. She's gonna cross the ice. Richmond holds on to it. Now they're overloaded on the right. Shield going to the left to get rid of it. Murray can't handle that puck. Goes to Gordon. Gordon clears the puck. And again, the Inferno go for a change. All four over the boards here. Covison and Patchett back out, as is Barnett and Boniface.
50 seconds remaining on the power play.
Askenazi with the puck. And that goes to Malari. Malari gives it back to Blong. And a shot, and Cruikshank holds on to it. And I will be right back. We're going to turn this over to Paul. He's going to call the game for a moment while we try to get that score bug back up for you.
I say 17 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in this period. 5-1 to the Steel still, and they're looking to make that 6-1 with a power play for another 30 seconds at least. We've got it over in the corner. Quite good control of the puck by the Steel here. They're looking for the opportunities, looking for the gaps. Great head intercept by Steph Covison. Still have it though. Over to Malari. 25, some good stick work from Malari there as she passes it in. Oh, and there's a shot on goal, and a little bit off to the side, but either way, Kako Cruikshank was onto it. And we've got some, now we're clearing it down for some icing. Oh, we might be up for another penalty here, actually. I'm not quite sure what's... No, they've just come back. I thought linesman there was indicating something more to it, but no. So we're back to 5-on-5 as well, which is good. So another successful penalty kill from the Inferno. They've had a good run, actually. I think they conceded one earlier on when they were on a penalty kill. But other than that, over the 2 days, I don't think they've conceded any others. So, very good work on their penalty kill. Oh, and a shot on. Oh, that was a great intercept there from Nerese Gordon, taking the shot on goal. A little bit high, unfortunately. Not sure if they quite saw her coming. She kind of just swooped in there, took the puck and had a shot on. But, as I say, a little bit high.
Hi, Paul. What I missed?
Now they're down the other end. 5-on-5 again now.
And it goes over to Horner Pascoe. And I'm going to pretend I didn't miss anything. Steele looking to break that out. Goes out of the zone. Horner Pascoe with the drive up the middle. 3-on-2. Horner Pascoe leaves it. Shot Malari. Good block save there. It may have actually been a glove. It went into the netting, and we get a stop and play.
Yeah, so another good shot on goal, but Kako Cruikshank was right there. came off her either helmet or glove or shoulder, one of the three, and then straight up into the netting. So restart here.
Something in the upper body, and then it went into the net. So there you go. Face off, controlled by the Inferno. Only goes as far as the blue line, stays in. And they do clear it here. The Inferno take that out. It is Gordon going over the blue line, looking for some help. Skating in, going for the shot. And that is knocked around. Henry pushing it to the side, and now the Steel have it, looking to break that out. Interrupted at the red line. And some physicality as strain goes down and the puck goes in offsides. So 4 minutes into it, no goals so far in the third period, which might be looked at as a bit of an anomaly. But, you know, as far as the momentum, we'll bring out the M word. Thoughts on that, Paul? Is it going one particular way yet?
It's been pretty even, I think, since they've come back. Now, Inferno need to do more than even, though, of course. They need to get the puck out, take the shots like they're doing, get it through into the net.
Yeah, they're going to have to beat Henry a little bit more often. And I know that sounds obvious, but it's not. Once again, it's easy to say these things from a distance, but that is the task in front of the Inferno right now. I know they can play with the Steel. They feel that way. And now this will be the moment where they can show it. Steel with it. Steel going behind the net. Richmond, and a shot in front. Chance for Covison, shot. And again, right into the gear of Henry for a save. The Inferno doing the things that they need to do to get those high-quality shots, but they are not burying the high-quality shots.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what they needed to do. It's a great pickup of the puck. Passed it through, took the opportunity, took it again, didn't quite get it through, but that's what they need to be doing in this game.
Center moving through that face-off, cost them a breakaway here. Malari with it, shot, and a good save. Crookshank doing a great job backing off and getting a glove on this one. But a little bit of the aggressiveness, getting a little over-aggressive on that. And the puck going the other way quickly, and that's where the Steel are very dangerous.
Yeah, that counter-attack where they pick it up down the other end, shoot it straight up with some significant pace. That's where they've been scoring a lot of their goals.
Won by the Steel. It's going to go behind the net. Barnett with it. And now Tobin. Tobin gains the zone, moves left, takes a backhanded shot. That's blocked. Another shot. Rebounded, but behind the net. And now the Steel have the puck. Their counterattack gives them a chance here, 3-on-2. And it's a good pass to Malari. Malari with a shot outside and off the boards. Malari getting it back, sending it to the opposite corner and going for a change. Askenazy with the puck, pulls it back. And it's Matthews sending it around. Blong cutting through. She's going to draw the penalty against the Inferno. Not what they needed. Askenazy with the puck. Still has possession of it. They've got a 6-on-5 at the moment. That pass is blocked but not possessed. Steel still with it. 6 skaters on the ice as the delayed call awaits somebody for, I think, interference. In front, chance. Shields has it. Still possessed by the Steel. In front, that's going to go back to Cunningham. And again, the Steel still have that delayed call. 6 skaters on the ice. That's why you see the empty net there. And as soon as the Inferno can touch it up, which they do there, Godfrey gets it. And we get a stop in play. Interference the call. And who's going for that? Oh, I don't think there's just one call here, by the way. We'll have to see. So Barnett's going off for the interference. Well, yeah, I'm not sure, but that was there was an indication that there might have been something else, but it doesn't look like it. So we'll say that that's where we're at. Barnett off 2 minutes for interference. She bodied off somebody who was not in the play, and now Long has it. Steel get their power play underway. Malari. Inferno in the diamond here. Long walks up on it. Good defense, and that goes up and out.
Yeah, exactly what the Inferno didn't need. Another 2 minutes that they have to defend. They have been pretty strong in these penalty kills, but they need to do more than just stop it going in. They need to take it down the other end as well.
Malari moves Murray back. Does that stay in? It does not. That is offsides and will come out to neutral. Just kind of hopped over Blanc's stick there. It's a good bounce for the Inferno, and it'll be Gordon to take this face off. And we'll get back underway here. Eskenazi loses that one. It is the Inferno clearing it. And of course, there's no icing here because of the power play.
Gives the Inferno a chance to make some substitutions. Get some fresh legs out on the ice.
And that's turned back. Patchett trying to get a hold of it. Shields takes it away. Shields comes in on the right side. She knocks it out. Hit Beggy with a shot. That goes begging off the left. And Kovison gets rid of it. Kovison stays out on the forecheck. Steele trying to get reset here with under a minute to go on the interference call. Cross ice. Now to Eskenazi. Puck comes in. Smith on the defense there. Tries to get it away. The two of them fight away with it. And it's Smith that wins the battle. Does it stay in? It does at the point. Good chance there for Blanc to keep the possession for the steal. And that does get cleared out. Good work there by the Inferno. And in that case, Kovison again. Puck comes right back in. Across the ice, Tunnicliffe can't handle it as the pass was behind her. Goes to Murray. Pass to the side. Low shot. Oh, and that's a good glove save as Murray had a pretty wide open looking net there for a moment, and the glove just came out and grabbed it.
Yeah, all the money was in net going in, but no, the hand came out. You'll see it here in the replay. Very good save.
Yeah, she overcommitted another to that right side trying to look for that puck. I think she just lost sight of it and tried to get in the right position, but got back. And there's another one-timer by Murray, but it wasn't clean. That puck stayed out for a moment.
Back to 5-on-5 now.
And Richmond throwing it back in for Shields. Shields holds, drops. Thomas can't play it. Puck goes on to Gordon's stick. She's 2-on-3. Takes a kind of a low shot to get it off the backboards, looking for some sort of a rebound here. And now Yonker sending it across the ice. Boniface getting it out of the zone. Comes back in with Shields. Shields rips one. Crookshank gets the stop. 10:54 to go here, and it doesn't feel like any of that momentum is changing at all, Paul.
No, it doesn't. You know, at best we're even Stevens out there, but it needs to be more than that if Inferno want to get themselves back into this game. Of course, Steele are looking to put this away. One more goal probably makes it not quite a mathematical certainty, but as close to that as we're going to get.
Steele keep it in at the blue line. That's past blow and behind the net. Wraparound chance for Blanc there for a moment. That goes off a referee's skate. Yonker has it. Yonker taking it out. Passed up to Tobin. Tobin carrying it through 1-on-2. Gets it taken away. And that's pulled away. Tunnicliffe had it for a moment. Then it's offsides, I think, against the Inferno. So we'll have that out at neutral at the dot. The offsides dot, in fact. Tobin to take this one. Getting everybody in position. They drop the puck. That one was a bouncer. And it's Horner Pascoe picking it up first up the left side, skating around behind the net, looking for an outlet. Goes in front, but they can't connect with that one. Comes out of, no, it does not. It was looking like the defense was going to start moving it out, but it's Malari with it, skating hard and holding on to the puck. Giving back to Horner Pascoe. And now the Inferno have it. Send it up the ice. kind of looking more like a penalty kill more than anything at the moment, just getting rid of it and trying to get the legs back going. And now that's taken away. Yonkers with it. Yonker trying to get it in front. Chance! Oh, and a shot that goes off. It looked like it might have hit the post by Jeffries. Jeffries couldn't quite corral it enough. So it was a bit of a save, a bit of a post. And Horner Pasco has it to Malari. They've been out there for a while now. Malari walking in on this one. Shot! Oh, and that was a quick one. Good save there by Crookshank. And the puck goes back to neutral. Jeffries throws it in. Goes behind as Henry lets it. Thomas getting rid of it. Shields with a backhand. Murray's got it. Coming in the zone 1-on-3, looking for some help. Skating up that left side. Decides to hold. Flips it in front. Shields with it. And that wrister a little bit off target, but glove down, and we'll get a stop and play.
Yeah, and still doing everything they need to do. They don't need to score. They're still certainly trying to, but they're holding Inferno at play at this point. A couple of quick goals could turn this one around, of course, but the time is ticking.
Richmond gets this one off the face-off. That hits the roof. And boy, talk about a bouncing puck. The weather's been so weird here. You know, vulcanized rubber bounces off of hard ice. It happens. But yeah, this has been a wild one this weekend. For those of you that are from out of town or just peeking in here, it actually in the middle of winter here hit 26 or 80 degrees Fahrenheit, if you will. That goes in front. Askenazi not able to get anything on that one. Barnett's going to chase this one down. Just very odd weather here in Christchurch this week. Patchett. And Barnett holding off Askenazi, doing a great job of it. She gets bounced off the player there, but that was a fantastic defensive work. And a chance there, that almost went through. Crookshank didn't have that under her mitt, but luckily got a pad save. And no arm going up for that. Barnett's got it. Saw what looked like could have been the potential for a trip. Luckily, the Inferno staying out of the box on that one. And that goes out. McLean throwing it back in. Sorry, Paul, I think I interrupted you there. You were saying.
Oh, no, I was just going to talk about the weather, but I think the game's more interesting than that. So,
yes,
yeah.
Gordon with a shot. Glove save as she was at a tough angle, and it'll be Henry holding on to that one. Yeah.
Yeah, good save down the other end. Yeah, I was going to say it was funny with the hottest ever day in June, and then it was pouring down with rain overnight, and then today the sun came out. So
it's been a journey in 48 hours, that's for sure. Gordon knocking that one forward, but it's McLean that picks it up for the steal. Gonna go to Godfrey, passes it forward. Had to tag up there, Gordon let that one go. Keefe to Shattuck. Shattuck can't hold on to that one. Passed away. McLean sending it around the backside. Goes out to Godfrey, who collects the puck. 7 minutes to go here in the third period. The second of two games. Inferno trying to get off the mark here against the Steel. The Steel protecting their perfect record thus far in the NZWIHL. Steel with it. They have to go collect that. Hidvegi sending it around. Goes to Wallace. Back in the corner again. Godfrey sending one low and hard off the kick plate, bounces up, but it'll be Murray to collect it for the Steel. Murray looking up, gets it taken away. Yonker can't really do anything with it there. Trying to jump in front of the lane, which was a good choice, but good defense by the Steel. Thomas trying to bring it into the zone. 4 players poke away at it. Try to get it out, they do. In front, chance, and a shot, a rebound. Murray, point blank, really. They just firing it quickly. That one ends up kind of going right in the middle and into the gear. Oh, whoops. Godfrey and Smith having a little bit of a moment. Friendly fire, as they say.
Yeah, that's right.
Keep your head on a swivel, right? They drop the puck. Inferno have it for a moment. Kovison with some good moves there to try to get that puck going, but it's turned back around. Patch it. And Kovison fight for it. Boniface. And it's Askenazi throwing it in. Smith has to play it against the board. Askenazi with a pass in front. Not quite on target. Stays in the zone with the steal. Blong with some possession. Clearly the possession expert for the steal. And it's Keith. Boniface getting to that puck. Smith has it now. Smith looking up. Passes it out. Chooses to clear it. It does go out. They have to leave that one. That's why it was overskated by Askenazi. And now the Inferno have a chance to move it forward. Kovison with it. Kovison giving it up. Trying to get it to Hart, but Hart's not looking for that puck. And now Smith has it. To be fair, Hart wasn't in that position. It was bounced off a skate. And now they come in the zone, move around, shot, and that goes behind the net. It was a quick one there. And they take it away again. Patch it in front. Can't get to it. Oh, sorry, Gordon was in front. She's the one that had the shot earlier. And Keefe can't pull the trigger. Goes behind the net. Keefe into the corner. Strain keeping the puck away from her for a moment. And now Matthews with the clearance. Goes out to McLean. Malari. And the Inferno collect that puck. Goes back out to center. Yonker misses it. And now it's Murray with a chance. Murray with a shot. Murray with a goal. 6-1 to the steal. That's one way to finish off the afternoon.
Yeah, that's right. Another long sequence of play, but Steele ended up with it in the end. And as soon as you saw Murray heading towards the goal, 1-on-none, you knew where it was going to go.
Yeah, just a very good finish. And once again, it's the Steele finishing off those chances. And that's been the difference in the game. Thomas bringing it back in. Richmond sending it around. Yonker trying to get it out. Barnett. Richmond getting it by Yonker there. Barnett playing the body. Matthews, Jeffries. Oh, and somebody going down there pretty hard. That's kind of a slow passage of play here. Thomas getting it across to Keith. Sorry, Keith. I have to say that because there is a Keith and a Keith. It's been a linguistic nightmare this weekend, to be fair, Paul. Blong with it. Blong with a good move. Blong with a chance. Good kick save there by Crookshank. Blong came back for another shot. Now turning around, Askenazi, shot and a goal. Just getting the goaltender to move to the left, shooting back to the right blind, and getting one by, making it 7-1 Auckland Steel.
Yeah, it was great to find, great for her to find the gap there. There was certainly a lot of defence around, pretty much all 5 players were around or thereabouts, but she managed to find the gap and slot it in.
7-1 the score. Patch it out there, kicking it forward to Kovison. Kovison has a chance, shot, and just off target. Had Henry beat, but it was not on line. Horner Pasco with it in front. Chance for Keefe. On the outside, shot and a goal. The Auckland Steel letting it go here, and that is one for Malari, who comes out and quickly scores, making it 8-1 for the Steel with just under 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, Malari adding to her 2 from yesterday. They're starting to feel it's really starting to open up now, unfortunately, for the Steel. You've seen this all season. You look at some of the games that they've had over the season. 5-0, 5-2, 5-0. Dunedin got up and got close, 4-3, and then 8-0, 11-3, 3-2, of course, last night. So the Inferno sort of getting probably the closest in terms of unseating them, but the Steel really has been very strong this season.
Well, they will maintain their perfect record, of course, going 8-0 after this trip. So they'll have 4 games left. And without being... Hey, actually, Chris, do you have the standings in front of you there? Can you pop those up during this timeout? I know that's a quick request to do that, if it happens to be there. Anyway, I think that I'm not positive if I do the math on this one, but guess we don't have that one yet. Anyway, I think they might have actually, with today's win, I think they can lose everything else and still get the 1 seed, but I'd have to check on that. And off we go here with Gordon. Inferno throwing it in deep. Had their arms up there. It was not an icing situation, so I'm not sure what they were asking for in that case, but Murray's got it. Murray over the blue line. Murray skating back. And once knocked in behind the goal. Shattuck with it. Regan Shattuck passing it out to Gordon. Gordon's going to get there first, sweeping it in. Comes back out with a steal here for a moment. Now sent back in. Shields working against Kovis in there. Goes out to the point, funny bounce, held in by Smith. Long shot, deflected into the corner. Penalty coming up here. That may have been a bit excessive on the hit. I think, was that Patchett that's gonna go? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So Patchett will sit on the other side of the ice for the last 45 seconds of this game for an illegal hit. I don't think anything was meant by that. It's not late game shenanigans or anything. It's just playing hard to the buzzer. And that will be a power play for the Auckland Steel. And off we go. That gets cleared out of the zone. So, Paul, I guess we can start talking about this now so we can wrap up a little early. Well, let me just call Malari here. Now it comes out. I guess we'll stick to the puck for a moment. They do seem to be moving it quite a bit here. So back to Horner Pasco. Up top to Blong. Back to Malari. I want to give a shout out here. This one's going to be personal. I don't do this very often, but I do want to say happy birthday, Mom. It's a big one for her. So, hey, chat, do your thing. If you happen to be here, say happy birthday to my mom. Thank you very much. And with 5 seconds to go, Tunnicliffe getting it out to Askenazy. And the horn goes. And that ends this afternoon's affairs. 8-1 the score coming out for the Auckland Steel. Paul, thoughts on this one?
Well, Auckland Steel is showing us why they're the team to beat and why they've maintained that perfect record. It was a bit of a clinical show today. There were moments. Inferno certainly had their opportunities. They still got 23 shots on goal. But really, with the exception of a few minutes here and there, it was steel all the way.
Well, it looks like, yeah, not only a steal all the way, but maybe that flight did take a little bit out of them yesterday. I mean, they do seem like they were a very balanced team today and didn't give up any. They gave up opportunities, but they did clean up their messes, if you will. Anytime it got low or problematic, they were there defensively, which might have been the difference between yesterday and today, at least as I saw it. The goal by Kovacin on the power play was a good one, and a shining moment in the rest of the game. It just didn't feel like offensive conversions were anywhere to be found for the Inferno. That says probably a lot more about the Auckland defense than it does about the Inferno, because they seemed like they were having a good go of it, but here we are with the handshakes and Auckland coming out on top. So I guess this leads us to the standings and the situation for Auckland. They're pretty much guaranteed a 1 seed from this point forward. I can't mathematically check this up here in the booth, but I think they're going to end up with that 1 seed. And then the question's going to be who can take them out in the playoffs, because the playoff format is a 1 game, and it's going to be here, by the way. I don't know if you're going to be here for that.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great weekend of hockey with the finals being held in Christchurch this year.
Yep. And
home ice advantage for the Infernos, whether they're playing whatever one they're playing for.
The format's an interesting one because it's they play back-to-back just like they do in the other scheduled weekends, but all 4 teams are here in Christchurch, and it'll be the 1 seed, which will be the Auckland Steel. Very, very we'll say 99%.
They don't have to do much.
They don't have to do much at all. And whoever ends up in the 4 seed, they play the first game. The 2s and 3s play right after that, the immediate game after that. And then you have the 2 winners of the game playing in the later game that afternoon, the next day for the women's championship. So it'll be kind of a 3-team who's going to get them first, but you also can't discount Auckland does have to win that first game, but I think that's really what it's the setup that we're looking for at this point.
Yeah, that's right. And finals hockey, of course, is a different thing entirely. So, they'll all bring their A game. On the day, anyone can take it away. Auckland Steel is certainly showing a strong showing for the season, but it all comes down to those single games, doesn't it?
It sure does. Well, we'll leave it there. We'll let the instant replays show the story as we close out the weekend's proceedings. The next game for us will be just 6 days away. We've got the Red Devils here at home with the Dunedin Thunder coming to town, and they split their series a couple of weeks ago in Dunedin. So it's going to be another interesting one for the Red Devils coming up here. I'll be here with Dan Nichols to call that one. But Paul, thank you very much again for joining us this weekend. We'll the next Inferno game, if I'm not mistaken, is 20 days away here, at least the home game.
Yeah, I believe that's right. And I'll tell you what, I've got the easy job. I just kind of turn up a wee bit before the game and sort of jump in. But I know you put a huge amount of work in and setting things up and getting going. It's not an easy job. And of course, our cameraman here as well has done an absolute cracker of a job. I think some of the comments in the feeds made that as well.
Yeah,
so,
we do appreciate Nate. Yes, absolutely. So for Nate, Chris, and we appreciate you too, Chris. Don't forget, we're not leaving that out. Thank you, Chris. Paul, my name's Matt Chavez. We will see you in 6 days for the Red Devils and the Thunder here at the Alpine Ice. Thanks, everybody, for joining.